What's going on, gardeners? Are you starting any of your plants from seed? If so, that is the best way that you can save money and ensure healthy plants for your garden. But if you were using a standard potting mix to start those seeds, you could be setting yourself up for disaster. That's because regular potting soil is not safe for starting seeds, and on today's video, I'm going to explain to you why this is the case, what you should use instead, and how you can fix regular potting soil so it won't kill your plants.
If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and check out my Amazon store and Spreadshop links in the video description for everything I use in my garden and awesome custom apparel and gear.
When walking into a hardware store, there is a dizzying array of different potting mixes to choose from, and one thing that you may notice standing out on the shelves are these. Bags marked seed starting mix. So if you are coming in to buy mix to start seeds, you may think to yourself, well, this is fairly obvious, I'll get this. But then you look at the prices and you notice that seed starting mixes are by far the most expensive mixes on the entire shelf. So you say to yourself, this is ridiculous. I'm not paying all this money for this little bag. There has to be a better way. So you walk to the outdoor section of your lawn and garden department and you notice that there are pallets of giant bags of potting mix, and they are selling for a fraction of the cost per cubic feet that the seed starting mix is. In fact, a bag of potting mix like this is close in price to this little bag right here. So you go ahead and you buy a bag of this instead. And if you go and do that, there is a high probability that you just killed a bunch of your plants. And it's at this point that some of you are saying, oh, here we go, another idiot online garden influencer that thinks he knows more than everybody else. He's just mining for clicks and trying to get us to spend more money. It's just potting mix, it's all the same. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not true, and I can prove it. There are three primary reasons why you never want to use outside potting mixes for starting your seeds, and they are grain size, insect contamination, and disease contamination. The reason why seed starting mixes are so expensive is because they are both sterile and heavily screened. For example, you can see in some cases these seed starting mixes contain as much as 85 to 95% sphagnum peat moss, so they are very light and they have a very small grain size. By comparison, this outdoor potting mix contains as much as 45 to 55% processed forest products. So that means that this bag of potting mix right here is about half wood chips and bark. So you're getting a lot less peat moss and perlite. And keep in mind, this is actually one of the higher quality brands out there. Cheaper mixes are even worse. So let's do a quick comparison of the two products. I'll open the seed starting mix and I'll put a small handful of the seed starting mix in a pile right here. And then separately, I'll take a knife and I'll open up the standard outdoor potting soil, and I'll take another handful and I'll put that right next to the seed starting mix, and we'll compare and we'll see if there's any difference. Here is a side-by-side comparison of both potting mixes. The mix on the right is the seed starting potting mix, and as you can see, it is almost entirely peat moss with a little bit of perlite. It's very fine, it's very light. If I run my fingers through it, I find virtually no forestry products. It is almost all peat moss, so that's why it's more money. You're paying for this very fine grain and this light, loamy texture. If we compare it to the mix on the left, which is the outdoor potting mix, you'll see the texture is completely different. There's a lot of sticks and pieces of bark, and while it does have a pretty good looking peat content, if I run my fingers through this mix, you'll see it's very, well, there's a lot of bulking agents in it, and that reduces the cost, which is why you have that bigger grain size and it's less appropriate to start seeds, but it's also why it's so much cheaper. Well, that's all good in theory, but what about in practice? Well, let's put them to the test. I'm going to fill two standard 6-cell seed starting trays with the two mixes. The one on the left we will fill with the standard outdoor potting mix, and the one on the right we will fill with the specifically made seed starting mix. And here's a great comparison between all three of the mixes featured. On the left, there is the regular Miracle-Gro outdoor potting mix. In the middle, there is the Miracle-Gro seed starting potting mix. And on the right is the Jiffy organic seed starting mix. And I think you can clearly see the standard potting mix on the left has by far the highest grain size. It has the most amount of forestry products, whereas the Miracle-Gro mix in the center that is made specifically for seed starting just may be the finest, or at the very least, it looks like it accepts moisture the best. It's the nicest looking in terms of the loaminess, but the Jiffy Organic Seed Starting Mix, I think, may have overall the lowest amount of forestry products and the highest amount of perlite. But either way, you can see the two mixes on the right are a much better quality than the mix on the left for starting seeds. So now that you've seen a side-by-side comparison of the different mixes, that should clearly show you why seed starting mixes are more expensive. They have a higher percentage of peat moss. But that being said, that doesn't mean that there isn't a place for the larger grain size in this potting mix. You actually want a larger grain size with more of those forestry products when you're potting up a larger plant like this, because the larger grain sizes that those pieces of bark and wood, well, it actually provides more aeration to the soil, and it provides better drainage if it were to rain or you were to overwater. You would not want to use a seed starting mix to plant up a pepper plant or a tree or something like that, because the mix would be so heavy and dense it would retain too much moisture and it wouldn't drain well. You actually would want a mix like this when you're dealing with larger containers. It's just a mix like this that has that larger grain size isn't good for seed starting, because you need a finer mix that will better fill out the small seed starting trays. The big chunks of wood products aren't what you want for seed starting. But the real reason why you never want to use outdoor potting mixes like this for seed starting is they are not sterile. When you go and you buy these seed starting mixes, you buy them indoors in sealed containers. They have been sterilized. There are no fungal diseases, no bacterial diseases, no pest eggs in this mix. So when you open them up fresh and you start your seeds indoors, you are starting with a pest-free, disease-free medium. On the other hand, these potting mixes have not been sterilized, and they have been sitting outdoors for weeks, maybe months, getting hit by rain, snow, sun, you name it. So because of that, these are full of things like fungus gnat eggs and possibly fungal or bacterial diseases. Now, when you are up-potting plants outside, that is not a big deal, because the outdoors kind of takes care of those plants. Your potted trees, your larger potted plants, they have already gotten off to a strong start. They are big, they are self-sufficient, and the outdoors, well, the sunlight sterilizes fungal diseases on the tops of the pots. You have predatory insects that will pick off and kill off those fungus gnats and things like that. So in an outdoor environment with stronger plants that are established, you don't need a sterile mix. You can use the cheaper, better draining stuff. But when you are starting seeds indoors, you have no predatory insects, and you have that perfect indoor, unchanging room temperature that fungal diseases can flourish in. So if you were to use a standard outdoor potting mix indoors, you would likely have, within a matter of days, a massive fungus gnat explosion that would fill up your indoor area, possibly kill your seedlings. You'll likely get damping off diseases from fungal diseases that are allowed to proliferate unchecked indoors. Chances are your seedlings will do very poorly, and you'll have either low germination rates or high rates of death if you use a mix like this. You need to use something sterile. And that is why outdoor potting mixes are not safe for starting seeds. Not only are they the wrong grain size, but they are also likely contaminated with pest eggs and fungal diseases. So to have your best germination rates and to minimize the chances of diseases and a fungus gnat explosion indoors, make sure you use a proper sterile seed starting mix from the get-go. But that being said, there is a way that you can make the outdoor seed starting mixes safe for use, and all you need is a compost sifter and an oven. Now, if you only need to buy 1 or 2 bags of seed starting mix, it's a lot more convenient to just do that. But if you need to start hundreds of seedlings and you need quite a bit, well, it'll be a lot cheaper if you take the outdoor potting mix and you just fix it so it's appropriate for seed starting. And the first thing you're going to need is a good compost sifter, and I love this compost sifter right here. I've been showing it a few times in many of my videos. This thing is built to last. This is made to outlive us. So if you are looking for a super high quality compost sifter that'll last a lifetime, one that's built to hand down to generations of gardeners. I'll place a link down in the video description to this exact one. I really love it. So I'm going to take my soil sifter and I'm going to place it on top of one of those aluminum foil disposable baking pans, and I'm going to dump the outdoor rated potting mix into the sifter and run my hands through it and try and press that peat moss and perlite and vermiculite through the screens, and those screens are going to block the wood products from passing through, which is going to give me a much finer mix. So here you can see the big chunks of forestry products that I screened out of that mix. I'm just going to use them as mulch around my fruit trees. And here you can see the big aluminum tray full of screened outdoor potting mix and how it compares next to the unscreened potting mix and the seed starting mixes that I have in the other 6-cell trays. So just to do a direct comparison, I'm going to fill up a 4th tray with the screened potting mix so you can see how it stacks up to the others. And here you can clearly see a comparison between all 4 mixes. Here is the screened potting mix versus the unscreened potting mix. I think it's very clear that there are far less forestry products in the screened potting mix than in the unscreened potting mix right here. Is the screened potting mix quite as nice as the seed starting mixes? No, not quite. However, it is a dramatic improvement overall. So if you don't want to spend the money on the seed starting mixes, I think screening the standard potting mix gets you a much more appropriate grain size, and you will have much better germination rates. So we used our compost sifter to mostly correct the grain size problem of our potting mix, but we haven't corrected the real problem, and that is our potting soil is not sterile. Well, the reason why I used an aluminum baking tray is because I'm actually going to pasteurize the soil in my oven. So I'm simply going to fill this tray up with the various mixes, because now that I've mixed them all up, they're all going to be contaminated. I'm going to take a piece of aluminum foil and I'm going to wrap the tray in the foil, and then I'm going to take the sealed tray and I'm going to pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour, and that is going to pasteurize the soil and kill any soil-borne diseases or insect pest eggs that are in that soil. And that is my garden hack that turns everyday cheap potting mix into quality sterile seed starting mix. And of course, there is a third option. If you need to make a whole bunch of seed starting mix, you can always make your own from scratch. And I will link to a video both above and down in the video description that will show you how to make mass quantities of sterile seed starting mix at home. See, I told you this video wasn't clickbait. Now that you've watched it in its entirety, you should understand why your standard outdoor potting mixes are not safe for starting seeds, and why seed starting mixes are more appropriate, and if you still want to use those outdoor potting mixes, how to fix it and sterilize it so they are appropriate for starting seeds. So everybody, I sure hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and please ring the notification bell so you are notified when I release more videos like these. If you're curious about any of the specific products I featured in this video, like different seed starting mixes and this really awesome compost sifter, as well as some of my other favorite things that I use to start seeds indoors, I'll place direct links to my favorite things down in the video description for your convenience. For everything else I use in real life in my yard and garden, that is all linked in my Amazon storefront. So expand the video description, click on the Amazon storefront link, and you'll see everything I use in real life. And while you're down there, check out my website, themillennialgardener.com, for all things gardening and custom homemade merch if you want to support my channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see all of you again on the next video. Ooh, you'll never guess where we are. We're driving down Daytona International Speedway, where they drive all the race cars, and we're looking at the magic of lights, or some kind of pretty awesome Christmas display, and a very special somebody is enthralled and looking at all of the lights. He's looking at them all. Well, we just had to take Dale through this Christmas display, trying not to crash into the side of Daytona and wipe out. But man, there's some really cool stuff here. So cool. Look at this amazing display, the amount of work this took. This is pretty incredible. He is enthralled. He is looking at all of the lights. He's loving it.
He's looking. He's looking.
Merry Christmas, Dale.